in 1937 we had the first elections under the new 1935 Act. And Congress swept the polls in all the states. And they came to power. So many Congress ministries were formed in different provinces. In Madras, it was Rajagopalachari, who became they used to call them premiers, not chief ministers. And from Andhra, we had 3 ministers, T. Prakasham, V. Giri, and B. Gopal Reddy. B. Gopal Reddy was a very young and unknown man from Nellore district. He studied in Shanti Niketan. I don't know how Rajagopalachari picked up Gopal Reddy. And actually, this caused some heartburn for Dr. C.R. Reddy.
Okay.
He was a congressman. He was a member of the Legislative Council. He expected to become a minister. Because he was earlier a Vice Chancellor of the Andhra University. At the time of Salt Satyagraha, he resigned from the Vice Chancellorship in protest against the government action against the Congress leaders. So he expected some reward for what he did. He didn't get it. Instead of Ramalinga Reddy, Rajagopalachari chose B. Gopal Reddy, Bedawada Gopal Reddy from Nellore. He was just 28 years or so at the time. In the 2 years that they were in power, they did a lot of things. For example, Prakasham was known for his report on the revenue system in Madras Presidency. He brought a lot of reforms. He got the land back to the tiller. He abolished the Jamindari system. So, unfortunately, the Second World War came in 1939. And there was some difference of view between the Congress and the government. The government declared that India is also at war with Germany without consulting the people of India. Gandhiji didn't like this. So they decided to not cooperate with the government in the war effort. And so all the ministries resigned. Of course, looking back now, many people say it was a wrong step. But at that time, it was considered a very bold step. And after that, Gandhiji initiated a new type of freedom movement. In that, what he called individual satyagraha. That is, one man will go in some city with a Congress flag, shouting freedom slogans, anti-government slogans and all that. He will get arrested. And then another man will be chosen to do the same thing in another city like that. Now the first man chosen by Gandhiji for this individual satyagraha was a man called Vinoba Bhave. We never heard of him before that day. He was supposed to be a resident of Wardha ashram where Gandhiji used to live in those days. He was a close disciple of Gandhiji. He was also dressed like Gandhiji. Of course, in later years, he had long hair and beard and all that. But at that time, he was clean shaven with a small tuft.
Oh.
A clean shaven head with a small, like a good Brahmin.
Yeah.
He was the first individual satyagrahi. And that is how he came to be known to the country. Until then, nobody heard of him. And in that line, at one point, in 1941, I think, Nehru became an individual satyagrahi. He started walking in the streets of Allahabad, shouting anti-government slogans, telling people not to cooperate in the war effort and so on. So he was also arrested. When Nehru was arrested, students started striking with the colleges and so on. government took a very serious view of these strikes. They wanted the students either to apologize and return or get rusticated, removed from the college. It is very unfortunate. You see what happened? We used to live in the city. University used to be about 3 miles away from the city, in Voltaire. The hostel had a radio. The radio announced Nehru's arrest. So the students the students in the hostel knew about it. So they immediately abstained from college. But we from the city who didn't have radios at home or anything, and newspapers always used to be one day late. They used to be printed in Madras, come by train. So next afternoon we used to get the paper. So we had no idea that Nehru was arrested because we were reading the previous day's news. So we went to college as usual and went to the class. We found that we were only 5 or 6 of us in each class where there used to be about 50, 60. So at the end of the first period, we inquired why others are not in the college. Then we heard that Nehru has been arrested, so there is a strike. Then we also joined the strike. But we had our attendance had been marked, you see. So we escaped any punishment. But all the others who struck, they had to give apologies and return to. One or two fellows who did not do that, they got dismissed. Actually, around that time, 3 university students were even arrested and put in jail also for anti-government activities. One of them happened to be a relation of the principal of the college. Very close relation. So he used to visit the principal's house quite often. And therefore the principal also was asked to resign. He lost his job, not because he did anything, but because he was supposed to have harbored a rebel. So that is when the principal then was Professor Apparao. He had to resign. That is when Dr. Bhagavatam became principal at the age of about 31. Never had any administrative experience. He was a good research scientist, but suddenly he found himself head of a university colleges with some 800 very agitated students. But subsequently, many years later, I came to know all the problems that he had to face. But in those days, I, as a student of the university, was fairly active as a student leader. Then what happened? The university had to move. I think I already told you. The university moved from Voltaire to Guntur because the university buildings were taken over by the British Army to set up a military hospital. So in Guntur, that was 42 April, in summer vacation, we moved. 42 and 43, 42 to 43, 43 to 44. I studied my final year honors and MSc at Guntur. And it was during 1942, as you know, the August Freedom, Quit India movement started.